Hi everyone, it's Sharon here. And last week, I think we can all agree it was really difficult to observe the suffering that was existing in the world. Now, there has been a lot of suffering already this year, um, and of all kinds, whether it be natural disaster, our plant animal brothers and sisters suffering, or human suffering. There's a lot of suffering going on. And I've been talking about the great suffering leading to the Great Awakening for quite some time now. I think we'll all agree. That's what I call it. Other people in spiritual circles don't really seem to have a name for it. This is just the name I call it because it's how Spirit offered me this information, the great suffering leading to the Great Awakening. And even knowing that it's the great suffering doesn't make it easy to witness. It doesn't make it easy to see the suffering of the world. And last week, I shed a few tears. I shed quite a few tears actually. And I felt called to offer something. And so this is what I wanted to talk about today and to invite you. I decided to offer something. And I usually shy away from doing sort of peace meditations and coming together to meditate on peace for certain areas of the world because I genuinely believe it is fraught with egoic traps. Really true, truly. I think you have to be very careful of a sense of wanting to do something because you're just uncomfortable with the suffering. I think you have to be very mindful that you are not better than someone else or that you feel you've got something greater to offer than anybody else. There is some real true egoic traps in some of this. And I have participated in peace meditations in the past and I just gave up on doing them. I just didn't feel that the intention was pure enough. I think you have to have a very pure intention. So I don't do this very often, but I felt really called to do it. So I am going to offer like a free 30-minute Facebook Lives each day this week. Well, just Monday to Friday, so weekdays. It was only going to be a one-off, but it's something I woke up this morning and thought Monday to Friday feels right, 5 days. 7 p.m. UK time, except for on Thursday where I'll do a lunchtime one, which is 12 o'clock. Only half an hour, where I will do some level of guidance in terms of what we're offering. And what we're offering is very simple. I do intend to keep a very, very pure intention around this. And I ask you to work hard on your intention too. And that is that we are going to have to be free of all political, all conceptual, all ideological, all dualistic ideas. And this is really important to me. So I want to share this with you. What we will be offering is what every human on the planet has, which is we are beings of love, light. I call it, for the prettiness of language, we say love and light, but it's not two separate things. It's love, light. But we are all constructed of this loving light. And that is all we are offering. We're not offering it to a certain group of people. We are not offering it to a certain place. We are not offering it because of certain people, because of certain actions. No, we must be much more purer with our intention with this. So we are offering love light, which is our natural state. First, we offer it to ourselves, then we can radiate that outwards, and we radiate it outwards purely into the collective, not to a place, not to a group, not to specify. And the reason is that all suffering comes from the mind. And concepts and labels and ideologies and histories and pasts and stories of the history and past. These are all concepts, these are all stories, these are all mind suffering creators. So we don't want to add into the collective any more suffering. We're here to alleviate suffering, not to create. So we need to be pure with the intention. We, as our natural being state of love and light, we're offering that into the collective. Now, you might say, well, why are we offering it into the collective? And the reason that I feel called and the intention that I think is not fraught with concepts is purely because um, love is our natural state. Where there is a lack of light, or distance from light, or non alignment to light, that's where we see shadow, that's where we see darkness, that's where we see the most unaligned behavior to our truest, highest self. And so we would say, in spiritual terms, the darkness is merely an absence of the light. So if there's an absence of the light, then it makes sense that all we do is offer light. So that's what we're doing. We're offering light and love into the collective, and that includes all beings, all animals, all plants, all everything, everything. We're adding it in. Why? Because we can. Why? Because we're called to add love and light. So when we talk about suffering, suffering comes from the mind. Well, what are we doing? We're actually offering heart-based, love-based, soul-based love light into the collective. So the mind is suffering. The heart actually is the alleviator of suffering. And that's why it's love light. The love, and it has to be unconditional love. That's why we can't have concepts. That's why there's no geography. That's why there's no labels, because it has to be unconditional love that we offer, that we are. That's our true nature. So this is what we'll be offering on the call. To the best of our ability. Humans aren't the best at offering unconditional love, but we will do our best to take out the conditions, take out any ego, and just offer what is our true self. So there's a benefit to ourselves because we're offering it first to ourselves, making sure we have this available to us, and then radiating it out into the collective as an act of love, not judgment, not anything else. So if that appeals to you, please do join me. We'll be doing this 30-minute call, so we'll be starting promptly. I would suggest that if you need to relax into it, you do that prior to the call. I'm going to go sort of almost quite quickly and straight into this idea of just generating this inner light within us and then expanding and radiating it outwards. We're just going to do it for 30 minutes each day as a group. So I hope you will join me if you feel called to. If this does not appeal to you, then feel free not to join. But if it does seem like this is something you are willing and wanting to offer, then I look forward to seeing you.